Get to know more about the talents of Diga City, the aspirations of the budding artists, artworks, and art programs of Southwill Learning Center. Join the conversation with Teacher Rhea on Southwill Live, sponsored by Southwill Learning Center from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. every Saturday on DXPM 91.9 and Atibanks TV, Channel 16.
Our next guest is a grade 11 student of humanities, taking the humanities and social science strand from Southwill Learning Center. Now, she also spent her elementary years, or finished her elementary education in our school, Southwill Learning Center. Like most of the students, yeah, she was able to participate in so many activities, art activities, and especially the theater projects in school. So, in fact, she is one of our delegates. She was one of our delegates in the National Grade School Convention when she was in grade 6. All right. In other words, she was the first, right? The first to from our school, the first to win in the essay writing contest. She was one of the first batch of participants in the CMLI National Grade School Convention way back in 2015. So I'm very happy to have her here in this conversation, because actually she made a history, because that was the very first that the school won the essay writing competition in the National Grade School Convention, competing with the big schools in Metro Manila or some regions of the country. So, and now she because we don't have junior program, so when now she's in the senior high school, she came back to us. And I'm so happy to have her once again and taking the humanities strand, because this strand focuses on the creative writing, so it's still in literary arts. Okay. Since our school centers offers a lot of programs, art programs, like the arts and design track. Now this time we have humanities that focuses on the literary arts. So now our the winner was the how do you call this? Oh my gosh, what's that? Na-disturb ako sa langaw. Okay guys, okay wait. I'm sorry. Okay, now she was able to participate again in various schools like the theater productions, and in fact she was part of the NCCA project that we had then, ang Prinsesang Aguila, Pamana ang Prinsesa Aguila, that's under National Commission of Culture and the Arts, and she played one of important roles there as Ilaw, I think. Is that right? Ilaw is the character, and then now once again I'm so happy to present to you Lavisa. Ayan, ano ba siya? Ayan. Hi Lavisa, it's good to have you.
Hey, Teacher Rhea.
Yes. Now the focus of our conversation is all about the online classes, no? What are the challenges there? So since online class is quite challenging for most of the students, especially in our school, because we are into online classes. Now we have, for senior high school, we have the flexible learning system, especially the grade 12 students. Now in our grade 11 program, we are consistently online. We are an online class. So now, we from face to face, then we change into online class. There are a lot of how do you call these? There are a lot of challenges that you encounter, no? And it's very different from the face-to-face setup. And as a student, if something interests you or particularly puzzles you, so take the initiative to find some additional resources, and that's good about the online class. And all of us were adjusting to what now, and it's up to and how we handle it. Okay. So let's pause for a while, okay, before we start our conversation. Guys, I'm happy to present to you once again Lavisa Mir. So don't go away. We'll be right back after these few reminders.
Mindanao, iduyan-duyan ko ikaw.
So, hi po, my name is Tin Gamboa and I am a dance artist. I was born and raised in Manila, Philippines till I was 18, and then I moved over to Canada for school. And I've been working in Canada for the last 9 years. It's been so wonderful to work with youth, here. Actually, as I mentioned earlier, I am a dance artist. And so through my artistic practice, I try to promote cultural resurgence, because I think globally, in the mainstream, a lot of people lean towards the West. So my vocation is to, through my artistic practice, is to bring culture to the fore once more. Don't stop moving. Don't try not to tell your body what to do, but just go with the flow of, like, see, look, if my arm moves, what else moves? My shoulder moves, my foot moves, like, everything is.
So what I've learned from this workshop is Miss Tin is very kind. She's very open with everything. She comes up with ideas that is very unusual for us, but it isn't something unusual in a offensive way, but it's something unusually unique. Isn't Ma'am Tin's profession is dancing, and then I expected it to be like literally dancing and learning choreographies, but which actually is, but not entirely the whole workshop. But the whole workshop showcases you and tells you to be who you are. And so now I knew that being weird is cool actually. So I wasn't really shy. I was never shy at that point, because she said, you have to go with it, go with the flow.
How culture was dealt with in our workshop. Well, I couldn't really distinguish what culture is, but when I came to this workshop, I expected contemporary dance to be more formal and whatnot. I was wrong. My expectations were wrong. I expected it to be a little bit more boring, but I expected it to be incredibly fun. So what Miss Tin Gamboa did was phenomenal, and it was worthwhile in remembering.
Throughout the workshop, I've learned that dancing is not just about proper execution, dancing to the beat, but it's about expressing yourself even in the simplest way you know how.
So, art in Southwill Learning Center is about making sense of our creativity. And it's not all about just expressing yourself. It's about understanding what kind of art, what kind of person, what kind of creativity you have.
And so the mentorship with Miss Christine Gamboa is really a big opportunity to us senior high students in Southwill Learning Center, because it allows us to explore more about ourselves, especially in discovering our talents and what we can do. And I love music, and I'm not really into dancing, and this mentorship helps me that I can do better. I can dance, I can act, I can explore my artistry, and it is really a big impact that it is a big opportunity that Miss Abbott, Miss Rhea give this mentorship program every month, because we can learn about it a lot, and that's all I can say.
Hi, Lavisa. Okay, sorry about that. How is let's talk about the online class, no? And what are the challenges in the online classes? How is your experience with online classes?
And right now, I can say that I have already adapted with this new method of learning. I don't think it's new anymore. I feel comfortable with it, and I have my trust to the school, and well, in the first few weeks, of course, there's struggle with it. Since, the pandemic, it, created a drastic change in all facets of our life, especially to education. And, well, however, the teachers, the school, they were prepared for the changes brought by the pandemic. And so they were able to implement modular learnings and, of course, online class. So we were not left behind. And I'm really glad, I'm thankful for the teachers because they were very kind to us. They accommodate us. They cater all our confusions in about all these new things that is happening around us because of the pandemic. And it did not take too long for us to struggle. We adapted with it together with the teachers. Because it's not just the students who are struggling in the first place. Of course, the school, the teacher, they are responsible to handle the students, to create a path, another way to help the students continue their education. And I'm really glad for that. And online class, one of the advantages that I can think of is that it gives you another knowledge, more knowledge, especially about technology and media platforms. So in Southwill Learning Center, we're more on HUMS and creative writing and arts. We're promoting that, and with the help of the media, since we're talking about technology here, online class itself, we were able to promote it to different people, and I'm really glad for that. Online class is a very new method of learning, and it's not that different from the atong nakasanayan before the face-to-face.
Yeah, lovely. So good, no? Well, it's good to hear that from you because we have noticed in some complaints, no? Some complaints in the social media that it's no longer effective. Online classes are no longer effective. But you're saying, Avis, no, Lavisa, that it depends on how the students adapt the system, the new system. Now you mentioned about your struggles in the beginning. Correct, everyone is struggling, no? The teachers are struggling, you students are struggling also. I mean, the family is struggling also how to cope these requirements because they need to buy new set of computers, and then they have to install internet, ganun. But these are just part of the challenge. But somehow in the online class, you said, but it sounds like it's more engaging because you got the chance to get to the various sites or platforms, digital platforms where you can have an access of informations, no? And where you can learn right away, no? Get informations right away. So i-google mo lang, lalabas na yung information. So, and that's the good thing about getting into the online class. So unlike in the face-to-face, okay, it takes some time, right, to get an access. You can only have the access of informations or from the discussions of your teacher or from the lectures of your teachers. But in the online class, if there are things that you don't understand or concepts or theories that have been introduced to you, you can just get them, have an access them right away. I-google mo lang, i-type mo lang, and then you can get to the various sites where you can have an access of these informations that you need to know, right? And that's good about so that's interesting, Avis. I like that. So yeah, you've been very honest. There's a struggle in the beginning, but eventually you were able to adopt it. Okay. So, and what is your favorite subject?
Oh, wow. For this semester,
Yes.
my favorite subject as of now is creative writing. So it's our specialization. So I'm a HUMS student. I chose that strand because aside from the fact that it's in line with the career that I want to pursue in the future, I also have the, writing is my favorite hobby. I think it's already part of my, life. I can say that.
I love
it's part
that.
of my it's my passion. So in creative writing, we focus more on the creativity side of the person. It's more of our personality as a writer. And you enjoy the things that you want to do. So that's why I favored this subject, the creative writing, because we discuss more about writing, literature,
Approaches,
arts.
techniques.
Yes,
Okay.
and of course, I like the teacher.
Uh-huh.
So hello, Teacher Ivy. Thank you so much for all the support that we got
Yes.
through you.
Okay.
And yeah, the teacher. She's also one of the reasons why I like the subject.
Oh, wow. We will miss Teacher Ivy. If she will go out. But no, anyway, Southwill Learning Center has always a very good set of mentors. Okay, because we have our own approach dealing with our students. Okay. Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, by the way, guys, this Lavisa Mir, as I mentioned earlier, that she was one of the first batch to join the National Grade School Convention in Baguio City, and that was when she was in grade 6, and that was the first time that the school landed place second runner-up in essay writing in English. Yeah, essay writing in English, and that she was our contestant then, representing our school, or because it's national, so it's representing Digo City. Okay, and yeah, and that was really an achievement of Southwill Learning Center, because that was our first time then we landed place in that category, because we're competing with big schools in Manila, like Ateneo de Manila University was there. We have the Colegio San Juan de Letran, so Zubel, De La Salle Zubel, Santiago School, so all these popular schools, okay, Colegio San Agustin. So these are popular schools that we were competing with. And also I remember there during that time, from Cebu is San Carlos University, yung may grade school pala sila, so is also competing during that time, and our school landed the best 3, no, the second runner up, and that was Lavisa Mir, our contestant, the pride of Southwill Learning Center. Okay, kudos to my team today because you brought her in. Okay, and well, anyway, let's continue. So you like creative writing, so your passion, so since you were young, you always won in essay writing competitions, right? I do not know if you still pursue this interest when you reach in junior high. Did you?
I did. I joined the journalism club in the school and of course, like I said, it's one of my favorite hobbies, my passion. That's why I continued that.
Okay,
it's
that
part of me.
interest.
Yeah,
Okay,
interest.
very good. Now, since you're talking about online class, was it easy to get along with your classmates through the new method of learning? How did
Was
you
it
find it?
Easy to get along with my classmates? Yes, of course. They were also very friendly, and they're not just my classmates, they're also my friends.
Oh, wow.
And we were, together, we adapt together with the new changes. And I heard that they also struggle, but we adapted to the changes that the pandemic brought. And even though that with the new method of learning, most of the time we chat through the social media. Most of our interactions, it revolves around the social media through chat, but it did not lessen our bond as friends, as classmates.
Oh, lovely. Yeah. So it does not it does not hinder your connections with other people, no? With your, although it is virtual, it's virtual engagement, virtual connections, but still you were able to establish that sound relationship, that not only as classmates but as friends. Now, how did your teachers manage to bring you to collaborative work? Because one of the tenets of our school, since we are promoting this learning and innovation skills, the 4 C's, once again, I keep on mentioning this every episode, the 4 C's, in order to thrive in the 21st century, we need to bring our students to different platforms where they can exercise their creativity, communication skills, collaboration, and critical thinking. Now, how were you able to, ganito na lang, how did your teacher bring you to collaborative works? using the Zoom. Yeah, you're using Zoom platform, correct?
Yes.
So how did how did your teachers bring you to collaborative works?
I'm not gonna lie, the teachers that we have, they are brilliant. They're, they make all the lessons easier to understand, and they cater all our confusions, like I said.
So how did you bring the collaborative work? So breakouts. They have the group breakouts, correct?
Yes, they give
Yeah,
us group
so there is
activities.
mechanism there in Zoom where they group you but still monitor your activities, your discussions through breakouts. Diba? You have group breakouts, and that's fun about it. And we given only 40 minutes to do your group breakouts, and then you'll go back again for your presentations. Correct. So that's it. And now, what was the approach of school regarding online class beneficial for you?
Yes, it's a big yes. I admire the school and the teachers because they are flexible and they were able to adapt to the changes, and they were able to implement the online learning and the modular flexible learning immediately. And the teachers, they were also very kind, all of them. And yeah, I'm very thankful for them because they bring out the best in us even though we're only doing it online.
Oh, I love it. Lovely. Well, tatak, naman yan, ganyan talaga tatak Southwill, no? The dedication of our teachers, the commitment of our teachers is always, prevalent in the system. And actually, we named this new system, a learning system, we call this SIS-20 or Southwill Instructional System 20, where we have our own approach, we tailor our own approach as long as we meet the competencies of the learning competencies prescribed by Department of Education. So we strategize our instructions in order to meet the objectives of our curriculum. So our teachers in Southwill Learning Center are, we're known to that how they adapt, innovate. Since our school will always innovate and innovate systems, upgrade the approaches. Okay, as long as we meet the prescribed competencies or the competencies prescribed by the Department of Education. So we have these, we have this a lot of activities where your teachers bring you to a lot of opportunities where you can exercise the learning skills. No? So like I said, the learning and innovation skills, the 4 C's. No? That's my favorite. Matirang matibay. Although, okay, you can invite a lot, no? We can invite to join you, Lavisa, your group. Now, if you want to know more about our programs, guys, you can log on to our Facebook page, or you can raise your queries about our programs. Contact us with this number 0995-125-4540 and or 0928-455-9754. Message us on a Facebook page. Okay, so our school is located at Lim Street near Magsaysay. Okay, opposite of Magsaysay. Now, so we still have 2 more questions here from our televiewers. Was the approach of the school regarding online class? How were you able to adopt the changes brought by pandemic? So aside from online class, so how were you able? Are there changes? Correct? There are a lot of changes.
Yeah, there are a lot of changes.
So yes, how were you able to adapt that?
The
new normal.
The pandemic, it did not only create changes on the educational sector. It, had a drastic change to all facets of life, in the social and well-being of a person. And the first thing that I did was to accept, because it already happened. And after accepting it, I take actions, even though I'm only staying at home. So the most practical thing that you would do is to follow the protocols. Of course, you won't you don't want to gamble your health, because when you get infected, it's not just you, it's also your family, your friends. You have to stay safe during this pandemic. We have to follow the protocols and do the protective measures. And after doing all those things that were implemented by the government, you have to find inspiration to continue to live. As for me as a student, they say that there are reasons as to why students, they don't want to continue their education because of the pandemic. But no, I believe that we should focus on the opportunities instead of the, those negative things.
Happen.
And the opportunities that I had, I realized my parents, they were supportive. Since it was it was very urgent. They provided me the resources that I need, gave me moral support, and I have friends. So it was an enough reason for me to continue my education. I don't want to think of the pandemic as a hindrance to one's education. We should all strive together. We have to adapt to survive. That's what they said.
Yo, that's so inspiring, Lavisa. Okay, everyone here is clapping their hands. Oh, that was really inspiring, Lavisa. Okay, I hope you have inspired a lot of youth there, in Diga City and South Davao. That was Lavisa Mir. So thank you so much. I'm very grateful also for your parents for bringing to our school and believing in our programs. And I hope the youth that are listening right now, you inspired them as I am inspired. Are you? Simon? Okay. Simon is beside me, also a humanities student. Okay, anyway.